Hi everyone, and welcome to day 9 of my horror movie marathon. I will be reviewing Village of the Damned, the 1995 version. This movie I had seen previously a couple months ago. I had not previously seen it before, and I wanted to see it now because it, looked pretty freaky, and yeah. This movie is about this one town of roughly 2,000 people, called Midwich. One day, this whole town's just, trying to live normally, and then all of a sudden, something just sweeps in and causes everybody in the town, including animals, to pass out, looking up, and find that some of the women had gotten pregnant. At first, it was, it sounded pretty creepy, and especially when it turns out that all these women were giving birth to, all the same, type of kids. I pretty much, dubbed them Lady Gaga's because they all had pale skin, white hair, and these, fiery golden eyes. They were just absolutely creepy. These children, I always hate movies where there's children that are just pure evil and you know it, because, they're just all evil, tried to, pair up together, what the heck is this? This is, absolutely crazy and insane. These children are, probably, the creepiest things since Children of the Corn, or The Good Son, anything with kids in it, or The Omen. In horror movies, I just never learned to trust them. They just have this evil look on their face and evil intentions. So it's even worse because they come with an extra package called Power. This movie has a pretty impressive cast. Well, I wouldn't say too impressive, but it's really funny how some of these people are actually in this movie. Christopher Reeve, who's the original Superman, he's in this movie, and I had actually never seen a movie with him in it before, besides Superman, so it was really interesting to see him in this movie, and he was taking charge. He was a doctor, and, he was pretty good in this movie. He's kind of like the leader of the bunch, but not more of a leader than Kirstie Alley, who is another doctor who sort of gets brought in to investigate what's going on and meet these children because they all have a hidden agenda that these townspeople are just absolutely afraid of. About segregation, I wouldn't want to be sitting in class with these kids. Bad things might happen. I have another familiar face in the mix, Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill. He plays a priest, so it was pretty cool to see him in this movie as well. Oh, cool! Superman and Luke Skywalker. What's better than that pairing? I'd ship that. I definitely think that this movie was pretty terrifying for what it is. John Carpenter does a pretty good job at making something, so terrifying. I actually find him to be one of my favorite horror directors. In the beginning of the movie, even though it didn't appear, so it sort of builds up as it goes along, and so it goes from not so scary to pretty terrifying to maybe kind of silly at the end, so you get that pretty decent mix. And I thought the pacing was pretty good, despite this movie only being an hour and a half, which is pretty good for what it was, because, I don't need to see a lot of alien children kicking butt and trying to get away with murder, because that's basically what they do. God, they were so evil. They freaked me out in their eyes. Looking at them, you do not want to stare at those guys' eyes. You almost get blinded by them, or maybe some heat stroke or something. They have lasers pointing out of their eyes. Maybe they are Superman's children. It was just crazy, and the ending was intense. You have this whole town revolting against these children, and you see a fight against these kids, you're not going to win. Bring a big huge military tank in there, you're not going to win. Maybe the only way to kill them is to nuke them. Just nuke the bastards, and then they'll beam up to Planet Gaga. That's what they'll do. also thought like there was you know, despite this being naturally a horror movie, they had a little soft side. You have a little like oddball in the group of the children named David. I just wanted to point that out because I thought that was really interesting that they did that. I mean, he definitely seemed like the nicest, despite the ringleader of the group being this like creepy little girl. I just like, even creepy little girls scare me, like no lie. Boy sort of like sticking up for himself, not wanting to be told what to do, so he's kind of different. I thought this movie was pretty decent. I don't know why there's so much hate for it, but I just wanted to see this one over the original. I mean, I'm sure the original is not that bad, but this one is what it is, so I'm not going to complain too much about it. I really enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Village of the Damned. Which version would you prefer? Would you prefer the original one or this one? And come back tomorrow for my next horror movie review. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates. Come back over for a Child Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And I will see you guys later.